The Seattle Sleeper Supercross. Hey everybody, Walty Wanders, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as we blow the lid off the U.S. moto industry. Well, why do we want to do that, you ask? Because everything hinges on the U.S. moto industry. If we lose the moto industry, we lose everything. Kinda. What do you think's happening with this super motocross series coming together? Do you think that was like, we got this great idea? No! They're in trouble. World Supercross coming out of nowhere, hiring Jeff and Ralph to bring some life back into a failing industry. Did you notice in the Seattle Supercross, during the television package that's now streaming platform only, no major network picks it up, no NBC, no ABC, no ESPN, no Fox Sports, no. Peacock, pay to watch the race. It's bad. Well, when we got to mini bike intermissions. See, back in the day, and I know a lot of people, especially these young riders today, like everybody wants to talk about back. Well, because back in the day, we didn't have a problem. It was full of color, video games flying off the shelf with all your favorite characters. Cowboy Kenny, Tommy the Tomcat Clowers, Mad Mike Jones. You name it. We had all these characters, X-racers that went freestyle. So they just... In Seattle, did you notice that they actually put freestyle in the intermission package? Trying to, recapture, put lightning in the bottle. Too late. And they didn't even, the package was so weak. It was so weak. Very weak. But anyway, the realities are, let's go ahead and break down Seattle. It was a little bit boring, in my opinion. Like the track was just boring. Like, my gosh, you had a whoop section the size of my arm. It was so short you could practically jump the whole thing. Although they were jumpers, some people skimmed. Anyway, whatever. The realities are the track, it was just busy, too busy again. Why not let the bikes open up and use their available power? Why even have a 450 out there? It never gets out of second gear. Never even gets out of second gear. You got to mix these tracks up. They're not flowing anymore. They're just busy. And the privateers don't have a chance. There's no equalizer on the track. Other than the start, you're done. And that's why we see all these riders, like poor Ace Adam Cincerillo, who's a factory rider, gets a great start running up front. Second fastest in practice or qualifying. Track's too busy. Couldn't hang. Dude's off the mark. Privateers, same thing. Get a start. Fade. I mean, that's all. And as somebody who worked in the privateer my whole career, which was tenure in the industry, if not more, insane. I've been around the industry my whole life. I started with a clothing brand that was a sponsor to XXX, and I went to work for XXX, and then I launched Motostar, and then been around for a while. I see some people in the comments are like, Walty's just some old man. Whatever, dude. I'm just bringing my experience, trying to share it with you guys. If you don't dig it, start your own channel and send me the link. I'll come give it a like. Maybe. Not, if you're lucky. Insane, this stuff, right? Insanity. But the realities are, I mean, the track was a little bit boring. And the highlights of the night, let's cover the highlights. Well, it started off with Jet and McAdoo in their heat race, and Jet got all butt hurt because I went down. It's your fault. Whatever, man. Deal with it. It's racing. You're going to fall off the dirt bike, and it was nothing. McAdoo, good for you for getting in there and willing. He doesn't care if it's a heat race, a qualifier, practice. The dude wants to win. And so it's like everybody we're all living in Jet's world, clearly, because we're selling donuts in the stands, right? It's Jet's world. And the minute somebody races him hard, he wants to give you. Now, I understand. Maybe, I like a little tempers flaring. That's all good. But I don't know if the biggest rider in the game right now gets fussy, and his post-race and pre-race, all his interviews seemed a little bit off for me. It's money. It's just all this financial marketing machine, money, game right now. Racing is almost secondary to the marketing thing. So, but anyway, that was one of the highlights. Second highlight for me, personally, heat race. Sexton, Webb battle that out. Webb does the gotcha, bro. Gotcha. And even though he didn't have the speed, but he kept it. That's what Cooper Webb does. The track sucked. The best I can do is try to, get what I can and keep people behind me, make it a pain in the butt for them to pass. But I thought that was pretty rad. And then third, our boy Sexton. Gosh darn it. It's like we all know it now. He got a start. He's out front all by himself. He's better off being the hunter than the hunted. He falls whenever he's being hunted. Kickstart Kenny, 6th place, Suzuki. You paid a lot of money. Seattle, you got a 6th place, and your other two 450 riders are still lappers. That something's up there. What is up with Suzuki? What is up? And Kenny looked good at first, but he just, I don't know, something is up. The bike is behind in development and R&D and technology and everything. It's just behind. There's no sugarcoating this. You could put Eli Tomac on the Suzuki, and I still think it gets a 6th place finish, apparently. I don't know. But props for you guys for giving it a shot. Unfortunately, Kenny played you guys a little bit, and he got a big payday out of you. Probably promised you some. Now, you got the win. You got to win again. You guys got to win again. That's it for you guys. That's as much as we're going to get for Suzuki this year. One win from Kenny when the planets aligned properly and he made it happen on the perfect track conditions. It all comes down to track conditions, and that's why it was a little bit disheartening when we saw Oakland get canceled due to rain. Because we can't have track conditions play a part in this anymore? It has to be just manufactured to the levels that it's all predictable now. It's supposed to be unpredictable. And poor Chase Sexton now, he's out of this hunt. It is now Cooper and Eli sharing red plates. Dueling red plates coming up. Well, that's kind of fun. I like that story. That's a good story. We'll have to run with that because there's just not much left to run with at this point. Penalizing Chase Sexton for jumping on that red cross flag was a huge mistake for the industry. I mean, they could have, I don't know if they had to give that penalty out. They probably should have held that one in their back pocket. Because then we would have had the three-way battle. Because you see, when we're ending the series in Salt Lake City, the most unexciting place on earth, versus Las Vegas, the one most exciting place on earth, you need something to provide some fireworks. At least we have, at the moment, Eli and Webb in some battle. But it's going to come down to Salt Lake, and it's not going to be the same. It just won't. Somebody needs to get this thing back to Vegas. Insane, right? What do you guys think? Am I just stirring the pot here, or are these valid points that we're making? In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understanding the waters we're swimming in now, shark-infested. Wall Street has gotten their paws into the sport a long time ago, and now it's starting to surface. The failures of the sport itself. Like I said, streaming no longer available for any major networks picking up the sport. The racing is the racing. I love the racing. Love the riders. Cheering for every single one of them out there. Gladiators in the sport. But they're being swallowed up by the machine of moto. And while it might seem a little bit like I'm blowing holes through these riders, throwing them, being hard on them, I'm not being as hard on the rider as I'm exposing the industry they're now living in. And they're now just a pawn in a bigger game. They're being sold something for data, algorithms, clicks, you name it. Merchandising. It's all now on hyperspeed. Basic merchandising is great, but when you get into a lot of the hybrid merchandising we're seeing now, selling information, clicks, BS, electric, you name it, there's a lot of stuff. The further we get away from, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's the further we get away from what was working, the harder it is going to be able to get the sport back. It's my job to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video on your screen. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. I'll see you on the next video.